I got something that's going to change the way I camp and my storage needs. Follow me. Now, you guys already know how much I enjoy and love going off-roading and my occasional camping trips. But the biggest thing that I always had issues with was storage. So today, we're going to solve that right now. So what I have here is the new. So let's check it out. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my brand new drawer system from Wheels and Feels. Premium setup made just for my Lexus GX460. This setup allows you to set up your stove, cook your favorite meals. Need to wash your hands, wash your dishes, this system's got you covered. And the absolute best thing is about this drawer system, it fits all of my EDC, my everyday carry, all within this drawer system. My name is Eddie, also known as Driveway Built 460. Let's get right to it. Let's install this into my Lexus GX460. So our boxes are all here. We have our 3 boxes. Box number 1, box number 2, and then the last box is right over here. Everything looks nicely packaged for the most part, but let's go ahead and see if this is going to be real easy or if it's going to be real complicated. So this is the setup. I took everything completely apart from the packaging, and this is what we have to work with. For those of you guys who does not own a GX460, every single one of them all comes standard with a 3rd row seat, and that comes across the board. When it comes to maximizing your cargo space, you guys can already see that my factory 3rd row seating takes up a lot of space. That is taking up nearly 5 inches of height of storage that I could be using. In this next step, we're going to start removing the back of the 3rd row seating. I'm not going to make this a tutorial on how to remove the 3rd row seating. I think there's plenty of videos out there that's on YouTube that showcases that. I'm going to just kind of speed through this process and remove the 3rd row seating. All right, guys, so everything has been removed. So this is all what came out from the back of the GX460. I'm guessing these are right around 40 to 50 pounds per seat. So that's 100 pounds, including with all of these, give or take. You guys can clearly see the aftermath. This is 11 years that nobody has ever touched until now. If you can take a look, there's a lot of stuff that's back over that has to be cleaned up. Lots of loose change, lots of dirt, gravel, some stains. Yeah, we got some work ahead of us. This is just what I have to work with. So the next step is we're going to get my shop vac, clean this up. We're laying down some sound deadening material to make sure everything is nice and quiet when I put stuff back over here. So we're all done. The rear end of our cargo area for the base floor is all cleaned up, prepped, and ready for our sound deadening material. It did take some time, lots of elbow grease obviously. It was pretty stained, pretty dirty back there. I mean, we're talking about 11 years of just whatever that was put back over here. It's a family car, so it's definitely have been through its course of being used. We're going to be applying now some sound deadening back to the cargo. So what I've chosen is some simple stuff over at Amazon. I bought 2 boxes of this. There should be plenty of material to cover the base of the entire floor back over here. What's great about this kit is it also comes with rollers. A thick one and a medium-sized one, and also a very, very thin one. Our sound deadening material was all laid out for us. We're good to go there. Now, moving on to putting everything here together for the drawer system. Sometimes I look at this and think, should have just paid somebody, or am I just in over my head? I know I can get this done, so let's go ahead and get this assembled. And once we do, this is gonna go right back into the GX. All right, so our baseboard is all set up. This did take some force to get these in. Some of the pieces for the key were a little bit more tighter, but with that said, once I got everything assembled, it's nice and sturdy. So now all we have left is putting in the screws. Once our screws are all screwed in, we have our top screws already screwed in, the ones to the side and also the ones over to the back. So now we're gonna just flip this back on over to its bottom. Now we have the base foundation completed. We're gonna work on the drawer system now. So I'm gonna set this to the side and bring up the drawers and get those assembled. We're getting the drawer system all set up. I think our sliders are sitting out just like this, and it just fits right into the key, just like that. And we'll repeat the same thing for the other two, placing the screws into those holes. All right, so that's pretty much it right there. Okay, one down, one more to go. Our drawer system, it's ready to go. But one thing that I've learned putting my toolbox together was these guide rails here. They're supposed to have some type of grease along these rails. And if they're dry, what happens is the drawer ends up being a little more tougher to pull out. So when I use the drawer system, it'll slide in and out a lot more smoother. I got some Lucas grease here. I'm gonna use this just to lightly just lubricate the railings. So we'll just basically repeat this for all the other rails or slides, and we should be good to go. We're not gonna put the back plate onto the back of the drawer system. So I guess the inscription goes on the other side or the inside. All right, so now we're gonna be working on the front of the drawer system. I'm gonna turn these guys back around the other way. That's all set up for us. And then here's gonna be our front covers here. So there's already some screw points that are hard to see, but I can kind of bring them up to you. There's one here, one there, one over here, and one back over here. Cool. So our first drawer is complete. All right, so we're done. Let's put the drawers into the main foundation now. The drawer system is mostly assembled. However, I was waiting on a final piece that finally just came on through just recently, and that was the baseboard that Wheels and Feels forgot to send over to me, but they came through because now I have it here in front of me. We're gonna go ahead and install this and fully assemble this piece. And when we get done with that, this is gonna go right back here to get this fully installed for the drawer system. So we got a few pieces we have to put together. I got my trusty mallet here with me. I have 1, 2, and 3 pieces here that fits like a jigsaw puzzle. One goes here and 2 goes right back over here. So I'm gonna just flip this guy right around, and now we can take these pieces and put them in. Actually, I guess I didn't have to. Wow, that's precision cut there. I didn't have to use the mallet there. Last piece here for this, right back over this section here. Yeah, I guess I brought the mallet out and I don't need it. I said last piece, but actually last piece is gonna be this guy right over here. This needs to be drilled into the back right over here. All right, so I've already got my hardware. We're going to get this installed right through here. Baseboard is ready and assembled. Now we can put this in the back here now. All right, so we're in. So at the very end, towards the back of the baseboard, there's cutouts here made just for this bolt. And this bolt will go right on through, and this is what's gonna help secure the baseboard onto the back of the cargo. So where in the back am I going to mount those bolts for the baseboard? They're right back over here. So when you take out the third wheel seating, there was threading points that was right behind here that's hard to see, but they're back here. So there's one over here, one right back on that side over there. Now, I do believe, according to the manual, that you have to put the bolts in at a certain angle, and it's going to be kind of diagonal in some ways, but that's how we're going to bolt down the baseboard behind the GX460. I did forget for each corner over here too as well, towards the front, there's this one, there's hole here, and also this one right here that we have to mount and also anchor the baseboard to. So if you come back over towards the vehicle, I had to pull some of the insulation back up, but it's right down over here. There's a hole there for one bolt, and on the other side, right over here. Baseboard is fully bolted in. It is not going to go anywhere this time around. The two bolts towards the back was a little bit difficult because you had to angle them towards the back end towards you. So I guess at this point, we're putting in the rest of the drawer system back into the GX. We're sliding on in the drawer system now. All right, so that's cool. So it's already in. So I have, I think, 9 or 10 screws that have to go in to secure it down to the base. Then after that, the drawers go in along with the top, and then we are good to go. Cool, so everything is all fastened up. Wood screws are all back in their spots. The next step is the wooden drawers. They slide right on through the rails. Put the first drawer in. Let's make sure we get that in there. Cool. Okay, it's locked in place. Cool. All right, so first drawers in. Just gotta line this up. Right on. Nice. Very cool, guys. So we're like 90% done. So at this point, we're gonna place the covers on top. Just slides right in. Now, you have the option to, they have holes already that's already pre-drilled into the tops here. You can drill them in and this will keep the tops right in place. But if you don't, what's really cool is, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me put this back in so you guys can visually see what I'm referring to. Doors come open, everything's covered. But you can also use this as a slide as well. So if I pull on here, there's a grab handle that you can put your fingers through. You can slide this whole entire thing right on out. Before I put the final pieces into the drawer system, I have the end caps here. They go right over here to cover that. And one back over here, right? And then these are the covers for the top. That one goes right up and over here, and this one goes over here to the driver's side. You guys can see I have my compressor over here. Reason is, if you guys watched my video about putting in the Wi-Fi air system 2.0, I've now finally, since I've been waiting for this system to come, I mounted that system over to the side, which I'm happy to show you guys. So here is the system. Everything is all screwed in and tightened up. So when I go and I off-road and I want to air down or inflate my tires, I'll grab my hose right here, quick connect, one connection there to power on the compressor right over here, that connection. Simple plug right over here, turn that, and everything is up and good to go and operational. So if I want to go ahead and just take it back off, it's real easy, just one single-handed operation. And everything is out. So we're gonna put the final pieces back in. That piece goes right there, goes. And then of course the last piece. Let's go ahead and slide this one back into its spot. Cool, all right, so that's good. Put these pieces back in its spot. Okay, and the last piece of the puzzle. My drawer system from Wheels and Feels is fully assembled. What do you guys think? I love the fact that it doesn't take up that much height in my storage. Now, I think it's about 2 or 3 inches more taller in height, but overall, it makes up in more and more storage, right? So let's go ahead and take a much more closer look at what Wheels and Feels has to offer for us. We have our covers here, but we also have another spot for more storage to put right back in this area. Pull this off. There's more storage back over here, but it's already occupied by my Wi-Fi air system, so we already have that. Our drawer system slides right on out. What I love is the deep pockets of these drawers on both sides, and they do come with dividers, so you can place them in. I may not use these, but you have that option. You see these slots right here, right? On each side, we have these guys here. Right over here. These are able to come right off to gain access to your items. Right over here is your sink, and you can place this right there. And what's a sink without a faucet? Check that out, guys. But if you want a little bit more storage space for the overhead spot, you can just take these right on off and put them away. The drawer system is obviously very cool, at least in my opinion. But the real question is, and I'm sure you guys are all thinking, how much gear can I stuff into these drawers? Let's find out. Take a look, gander, because this is exactly what I bring with me during my off-road trips. If not off-road trips, my camping trips. So obviously I have my recovery gear, walkie-talkies, hammock, first aid kit, my stove, lights, OBD2 readers, more tools, propane gas tanks, lights, my tools here, jump starter, air system, and of course my air compressor. So my goal is to fit all of this into the back of the GX here, because you know what, guys, it gets old and I get tired of just putting in gear and taking things out once I'm done with everything. The idea is all this stuff here that I have, this is all going to live in the back of the cargo of my GX 24/7. So there you guys have it. Everything that I had laid out on the floor is now in the back of my new drawer systems from Wheels and Feels. What's great is I still have room to put more things back over here. Maybe more cooking utensils I can put back over here, or maybe I can be able to make one a dedicated tool section on one side mainly for cooking. But I wanted you guys to see exactly how much this thing can hold. But let me see what else I can do with this. Let's see if I can put the covers on without any issues. So drawer number 1, that closes. And drawer number 2, that closes too. How freaking cool and awesome is that, guys? I do not have to worry about having every single part of my gear. That means chairs, tables, cooking stuff on top of this, sleeping gear all on top of this. And when you want to try to go and get something, you have to rummage through and get something from the cargo. And it sucks more because if things are pushed back in the back, it's just harder, it's just more difficult to grab your gear, right? But with this, just one simple click of your fingers, pulling out the drawers, and take a look, you guys. Now you have access to all your tools, recovery gears, cooking utensils, right from the drawer, instead of you having to dig through the back of your cargo. Now, according to Wheels and Feels, each drawer is able to hold up to 300 pounds when it's fully extended. Wheels and Feels drawer system is able to handle that. Worried about nosy people? Got you covered. There's a key and a lock. Insert the key back into the key slot, lock it in place, and guess what happens? The lever here, the drawer is now fully locked. You want to go back and unlock it, key it back into its spot, unlocks. Now you have access to your valuables. My brand new drawer system from Wheels and Feels has been sitting in my GX now for the past month. If you guys were able to join me on my last adventure, I was out in Joshua Tree National Park and I was able to use my new drawer system, and it did not disappoint. I had full access to all of my gear without having to deal with my full cargo. That was possibly the best thing about having this drawer system. What was great about the experience, I was able to showcase this as a centerpiece, and it became the center of attention. All my buddies, my friends, they all saw this and they were completely inspired by what I had. All I can say is my brand new drawer system from Wheels and Feels had just made my experience going outdoors just that much more enjoyable. The problem that I once had is now a solution. All thanks to Wheels and Feels. They are now officially a part of my GX build, and that means on all of my adventures, all of my off-road trips, this system is going to be a solution to all of my problems that I had when it came to stuffing things in the back of my GX. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys did, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure. Peace out, guys.